Welcome to Just Minding My Business. I hope you're having an amazing day. And I am tickled pink to bring to you today Jake Isham, who is a filmmaker turned brand strategist and creative director who helps founders and entrepreneurs turn their expertise into authority through powerful storytelling. Wow. Welcome, Jake. I am so excited to have you. You just don't know.
And I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes, indeed. So let's talk about how you support founders and entrepreneurs and getting that powerful storytelling going on.
So I help create video podcasts just like this to full on digital shows. And it's a lot of fun. Basically, because I'm a filmmaker, I'm an accidental marketer. I never planned on getting into marketing. I never planned on even being an entrepreneur, any of this business stuff. I'm an artist and I'm very fortunate. My parents are both artists. And so it was always like, go make more art. It was never like, oh, you got to get a real job, because their real job was being artists. so I got the lottery from parents. I got the lottery. I'll give out the numbers later, and so I grew up acting, and then I transitioned behind the camera around high school. And fell in love with it. I fell absolutely in love with it in college and totally forgot that I even wanted to be an actor. After school, I realized how do I pay rent? How do I pay for food? How do I pay for dates? like, okay, what do I got to be an adult now. And again, my parents being artists never like, go get a 9 to 5, go get a job. They're like, go figure it out. Okay. So I figured it out. And basically the biggest lesson I learned early on was people will pay you if you make them more money. You have to solve a problem. If people have a problem and you can solve it, they'll pay you for it. And they'll pay you more the better you can solve that problem. So that's basically been my guiding principle as an entrepreneur is, how do I help my clients make more money, and how can I more effectively make them more money? And at the end of the day, we can choose what we do and how we do it. And I love filmmaking. I love photography. I love the art of capturing content through a lens. And so I continue to do that. I've done lots of different, I've shot corporate, product photography, like you kind of name it. I've gone across the boards, but I really found a niche as I just kept going in creating content for entrepreneurs and founders and building their personal brand. And then within that, the greatest leverage that I believe is video podcasting, because you have the long form, you can cut up all the shorts, you can turn it into blog articles, email blasts. Like you can have all of that breadth of content in a great conversation, or whether you're doing it by yourself, with others. However, there's so many different ways to, slice the pizza but it's the greatest leverage tool, I believe.
Yes. And I'm so glad you said that, because I mean, as a podcaster and being in this industry for a minute, there's so much you can do with a podcast. People just don't realize when you go on that podcast and create that audio and visual, you can do a lot with it.
So I got a hot take for you. I got a hot take if you want it.
I want it.
Where I believe 90% of people who are doing podcasts are doing it incorrectly.
Really?
Yep. Especially people who are business owners and founders and entrepreneurs. They are doing it incorrectly, because they are going, okay, great. We got to build an audience. We got to, get a lot of views. I'm like, that's not where the money is. The money is the guests you bring on. So I have 3 qualifiers for the guests. And if they do not fit those qualifiers, you do not have them as a guest, in my opinion. And this is where, again, it's a bit of a hot take. It's a bit of a strong take, but this is what I believe, is that if you're a podcast host that's wanting to grow your business, you should have either prospects, referral partners, or industry leaders on your podcast. And that's it. If they are not one of those three, you shouldn't have them on, because what you do is you use the podcast, you use the digital show, you use the content as a way to network and as a way to build the relationship and continue to build the relationship, nurture the relationship by having them on the show. And then you're like, oh my God, that was amazing. Hey, let me tag you on it. Great. Now you're seeing more tags. You're seeing more views. Great. Hey, by the way, I can help you out with this. Boom. You're in a sales cycle. Close them, money. Or it's a referral partner. Hey, great. I can help you with this. Or I can help the same client as you. Let's work together. Oh my God, you're amazing. You're amazing. Yeah. Oh, great. Hey, I got like 6 people that I work with that I got to refer you like tomorrow. You're amazing. Like, let's do business. Let's work together. Or an industry leader where it's, hey, whatever, look at this awesome dude with a lot of followers. And I'm got to interview him, or I got to be on a podcast with him. Boom. You're just like, look, I was just like with that person. For example, like I did content with Grant Cardone, right? I've worked with him. He's a client of mine. Just by even having been able to work with him, I've gotten so many more clients. It's getting me so much credibility because he's an industry leader, because he's a big brand as an entrepreneur. So other entrepreneurs goes, oh shit, okay, you've done work with Grant Cardone. Let me do work with you. The same way I've done commercials and ads and content for Callaway, for Travis Mathew, for Campari, big brands that, but again, I worked my way up to that, but that it's a positioning thing. So that's my hot take in terms of why podcasters are doing it incorrectly, because they're worried about trying to get a lot of views or trying to get guests. The real value is in building the relationships, and then the podcast and the recordings are all just secondary, because you then now start putting it out. You'll start getting inbound. You're getting more prospects, more referral partners, more industry leaders on the podcast without you having to cold outreach to them. So that's my hot take. I'll stand by.
Yeah, indeed. And you're absolutely right, because I don't worry. That's one of the things I don't worry about. I used to in the early days, getting people on the show, but now they just find me.
Yeah.
I'm getting emails all through the night. I wake up, I get this, and it didn't start that way. It just kept building and building, and I've and now it's international.
That's amazing. And again, you said it so right. Kept building and building and building. Like, look, this is not an overnight thing. None of this is an overnight thing. Every career is not an overnight thing. And I love comparing it like to sports and to working out. And you always look at, like, I look at athletes, because both my brothers played D1 college football. And I had a brother who was on track to go to the NFL and then ended up joining the family business and being an artist. And but you look at like these athletes, these top athletes, right? Oh, they come out of high school or they come out of college and like they're still, it's like, yeah, but they've been doing it for 15 years. They've literally been doing it since they were 5 years old. Like, these aren't guys who just did it 2 years ago, who are like, oh, let me pick up football. Let me start in college. No, these guys are doing it from the age of 5, 7, 8 years old. And so by the time they're 25, yeah, they've literally 20 years of experience. So content is the same way. It's just, you just put in enough time, you put in enough reps, you're going to get good at it. You're going to learn, and it's going to grow.
Yes, absolutely. And I always tell people that you can't, perfect really needs to be abolished from the dictionary, because you can't measure that, number one. But you can measure excellence. Because
ooh, I like that. I like that. Okay.
Yeah, because you start, I remember my first podcast was on, what is it, Blog Talk Radio. I couldn't even find my guests. I didn't even realize you had to know their phone numbers. I'm on the air and I'm like, oh my God, Where's my gas? I laugh about it now, but my blood pressure was so high in that moment.
Oh my God.
It was crazy. And then I used what is it? freeconferencecall.com.
Oh my God.
And then,
Similarly to me, I grew up acting. So like, let me just paint you this picture quickly. I grew up acting on the stage in front of hundreds of people from the age of 5 to 18 years old. I additionally grew up doing music and performing in front of thousands of people. So just know that like I had no problem performing in front of and learning lines and like being on stage performing. I started creating content as an entrepreneur in my mid-20s. I remember vividly in the parking lot of my church going like, okay, great. I'm here early. Let me just do a video. Let's do this video thing, okay? And I remember doing like, hey guys, what's up? It was horrendous. I did probably 8 or 10 takes because I could not talk. And I am literally a trained actor and performer, having performed in front of probably hundreds of thousands of people in my life for almost 2 decades. And I could not speak into my phone. So my point, because I work with a lot of first-time entrepreneurs who are just getting into the content game, you're going to suck. It's going to be awful. But the only way to get good is you just get good. You just do it enough, you're going to get good.
Yes, you just got to keep doing the darn thing, I always say. So when you talk about how do you work with businesses and entrepreneurs, just give me what that looks like.
So we create, again, these digital shows, these podcasts. We create this content because I'm a big believer in personal brands. Pretty much all of the businesses that we know and love, like pretty much all of them, were all started by a personal brand. Ford, that was a guy. That was his last name, Henry Ford. J.P. Morgan. Disney. Walt Disney was a guy. Like all of these brands that we know and love were personal brands. They just made a product. But like it was started by an individual. And that individual brought that brand to life. And whether you call your company by your name or not, you think of Apple, you think of Steve Jobs, you think of Amazon, you think of Jeff Bezos, you think of Tesla, you think of Elon Musk. These are entrepreneurs who have built a brand. And even if your brand, people are like, well, a great example that I like to use on the antithesis of it is Nike. Very few people know the CEO and founder of Nike, Phil Knight, unless you've read his book, Shoe Dog, which is fantastic. Highly recommend. But he specifically picked top athletes to represent his brand. You think of Nike, you think of Air Jordan. You think of Kobe Bryant. You think of Tiger Woods. You think of Michael Phelps. You think of the best athletes on the planet being Nike. And that's the personal brand. You look at even the top billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar insurance companies. Flo from Progressive, Jake from State Farm. They've chosen human personal brands to represent the brand. Now it could be, Ronald McDonald. It's an animated character. The gecko from Geico, right? These are still anthropomorphic characters. They're characters that look like and talk like and act like human. Because at the end of the day, we relate to humans. So this whole big rant is on how do I help brands, is that I help build that brand and help getting you to get that brand out there into the world. Because people do business with people they know and trust. So if they don't know you, first of all, or second of all, if they don't trust you, they're not going to do business with you. So how do they get to know you and how do they trust you? Is you have to create content. You have to get that content out there. You have to continue to create content. You have to continue to get it out there.
that's easier said than done for most.
Yeah. And that's where, like, look, I tell this to literally all of my clients, and in all of my content I make, I go, you do not need to hire me. You have $1,000 camera right here. You have a 4K $1,000 camera in your hand. You can get very simple lavaliers to do the same thing. $100 for a microphone. I have a $30 light and a window. You don't even need a light. Just stand in front of a window.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't need to hire me. It doesn't cost to post on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn. Like, it doesn't cost anything. It's free. What it does take is just you doing it. You would only hire an agency, hire a consultant, hire a person to help you, a staff member to do this with you, the same way you would hire a personal trainer to get fit. And I always compare creating content to going to the gym. You can go to 24-hour fitness and do this yourself. You can go to LA Fitness, any of the big gyms, Gold Gym, you name it. You can do it for, $20 a month, $50 a month, whatever. Or you can hire a personal trainer. The personal trainer is going to tell you how to do it, and is also going to help you, hold you accountable to doing it. So you go, great, I know Mondays, I'm going to do this. Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. I'm going to go, you go to a Pilates class. My mom goes to Pilates because it holds her accountable, and she knows, okay, great, I'm doing here from here. Teacher's going to tell me exactly what to do. I don't have to think about it. I just have to suffer through it. But she does it long enough, she's going to get results. She's going to get the body she wants. The same way, if you go to the gym long enough, you're going to see the results you want. And that's the same thing with content. You just do it long enough, you're going to see the results. You're going to grow that brand. You just got to, do it long enough. So someone like me helps you, tells you what to say, how to say it, where to put it, how to cut it, all of the nuanced things the same way. Okay, great. When you're doing a shoulder press, hold your arms like this, not like this. It's going to be better for the blah, blah muscle, Oh, okay. I didn't know that. So that's the advantages. And it also is your time. You don't have to sit there and editing it. You don't have to sit there and posting it. You don't have to sit there and think about the ideas. So.
So Jake, how do entrepreneurs connect with you?
So you'll have the link down in the description or in the show notes. Definitely go check that out. Otherwise, hit me up on LinkedIn, or honestly, you could search my name pretty much on any platform. You're going to either find some of my filmmaking, some of my photography, or some of my agency and some of my marketing stuff. But LinkedIn is a fantastic way to reach out. If you want to work with me, if you want some help, or if you're just like, hey, Jake, let's just talk shop. I'm always happy to jump on a discovery call and jump on a call with you. So let's do it.
Yes, indeed. So my thing is, I'm just going to go ahead and be your first.
Let's hear it.
I'm really trying to promote the TV channels, like some of my podcasts into the TV space. And like repurposing, because I believe my belief is you need to be everywhere. Because everybody's not on YouTube, everybody's not on social media, some people on television, so that's my whole thing, is repurposing the interview for television. And typically what I do when I do that is I overlay pictures and scenes and things like that to make it different than the actual interview that would be on YouTube or somewhere like that. So what's your thoughts? I'm having a hard time right now getting it off the ground. I got the vision and I know it will work.
So I compare this to, what is TV going to give you that you can't do on your own? Look, and this is coming from somebody who all he wants to do is make movies and television shows. So I just want to make sure to big asterisks. This is somebody who just wants to make television. That was always my goal. But what is television?
For my clients, I want them to be able to have their information on different platforms?
So I look at, in my opinion, you would need the right TV channel, right? So if you're going to talk about business, we need to find the right TV channels that talk about business and what is your unique angle of the show, right? Like you look at like any show, they have a unique angle, right? Like, okay, what's different about this show that's going to get people to click on it and people to go, oh, I'm going to spend the time. I'm a big proponent right now. Most of YouTube, do you know where it's watched? On what device?
Phones,
No.
TV. Yeah, because
Six,
that's where I watch it.
the majority of people watch YouTube on their television now. So you already have your own television show. People are watching YouTube on TVs. You have your own television show. And you're not paying to get it put out there. You're getting paid to put it up there. Like you will handle the distribution. You are like, so all it comes down to, in my opinion, is keep creating better and better content, create better thumbnails, create better titles so people want to click on it, create the shorts, and think of every short that you make, like YouTube shorts or TikToks or Instagram reels. Those are ads for each episode. Those are the advertisements. Those are the trailers. Those are the people like, oh shit, I got to watch this full episode. Oh, dang. Okay. Right. And so, because never has there been a time that you can reach literally millions of people for free. That has never existed before in history, where you can literally reach millions of people for free. But you're now not competing against your fellow podcasters. You're competing against every single person and every single massive Fortune 100 company for attention. So the degree of quality of content has never been higher at the same time. So that's where really understanding who your guests are, really understanding on like where to put them out, what angles to take, what questions to ask. Like you look at a guy like, Stephen Bartlett, Diary of a CEO, one of the top podcasters out there. Recently just got offered $100 million for his show, and he turned it down because, again, he's like, I would just do this myself. I would just be doing the same exact thing. And the same, like, there was a talk with Mr. Beast when he just did a episode. He did his Beast Games. Like, he gets less views having an Amazon Prime show than he does on his YouTube channel.
Wow.
Literally, like a tenth of the views that he does then compared to his own YouTube channel. So he was asked, why does he do it? Why did he do it? It's like, because it gave him an aspect of notoriety. It gave him a newer audience that might not see his YouTube views, and the experience of having worked in the network TV space, like in the professional space. But that's the only reasons why, like, he's not getting more views. He's getting less views, and it spent more money to do that. So hence my look. And this comes from somebody, again, I'll just say it again, who I just want to make television shows and movies. That was always the goal. But I'm realizing more and more every day, you can just do it on our own. We don't need the studios anymore. You can have a simple camera, some simple lighting, and it comes down to just making really interesting shows.
Yes, absolutely. And I get some really good, top-notch guests on my show.
I mean, obviously, look who's here.
Absolutely. And everybody is different and bring their own flavor. And that's what I like.
I love it.
What I like about doing this, the flavors. Yeah. So unique. Wow. This has been awesomeness. I've gotten a lot of good things from you for my business.
Oh, fantastic.
Again, how can entrepreneurs connect with you and definitely have this conversation like we're having?
Yeah. LinkedIn. Reach out to me on LinkedIn. Have that conversation there. I mean, Instagram is great. Jake Creative Marketing. Use my Instagram. Let's jump on a call. More than happy to chat, give away all my secrets for free. You know, if you want my help implementing it, great. But otherwise, I have no secrets to keep. Zero secrets to keep.
Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. You're an amazing person. I know when you first came on, I was like, oh, I'm gonna love this. I like energy.
Oh, I got a lot of it.
I
Almost
can
too much of
tell.
it at times.
I can tell. Wow. This is amazing. Because I know I wasn't on TikTok at first. Now, oh my God.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
in the mood. And I
Your
know
audience is everywhere. Your audience, and this is what I always tell people, like, well, should I be on? Like, your audience are humans.
yes.
Humans are on social media.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Like, now, yes, you could be a bit more strategic. Oh, should I go to LinkedIn versus like, eventually you should be everywhere.
Yes.
Start somewhere, build it up to then great, eventually being everywhere.
Yes, yes. And that's what I mean, because at first I wasn't on TikTok. Now, I mean, everything goes out, all of my marketing, all of my shorts go everywhere. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn,
Mm-hmm.
everywhere. And I get a kick out of TikTok because I just amazed at some of the stuff people do.
Things people do for views, man.
Oh my God, I get the laugh, I get the news, I get crazy stuff, I get prayer. It's so much.
I mean, and that's where like TikTok really changed everything in social media.
Yes,
because it really changed social media to interest based, where again, you're seeing all of these things, and I see a very different set of things on my social media and on my TikTok. And because of that, the same thing is with Instagram, the same thing is with YouTube, the same thing is with Facebook. Like, you see what you like.
yes.
So that's the amazing thing. If you just start putting out content on what you like and that reaches the audience that you want to, people will start seeing it because it's the content that you are connecting with.
Yes. And before we wrap up, let's talk a little bit about algorithms, because that's one of the things that, I'm in the IT space and I can't even keep up with the algorithms because they change so frequently.
It doesn't. It doesn't. I have a hot take on it. You ready?
Yes.
Every time you say the word algorithm, replace it with the word audience.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, it's humans watching it. It's not robots watching it. Your content is being sent out. So, like, specifically TikTok, let's just take that, because everyone's like, oh, I'm shadow banned. I'm this, I'm that. Like, sure, there are times where you'll say something or do something that's against their guidelines. It's just their rules. Hey, don't talk about this. Don't show that. Fine. But they send it out. That's why every video gets basically 200 to 300 views regardless. And they send it out to an audience to go, great. What percentage of that audience actually enjoys this video? If a certain percentage likes it and comments it, watches it, etc., they send it out to the next degree of percentage of people. That's where you get that 400 to 500 views. Then you get the next 1,000 views. Then you get the next, like, that's where you can have 0 followers, put your first video on, and it can go viral and get 10 million plus views because it kept seeing more people. That's why you get a lot of what's called rage bait, where people are just like, hey, this is stupid. The algorithm just sees that it's commenting, so that it sees the audience is engaging with it. You just have to make engaging content, because that is what gets more attention. But then on the flip side, I'm going to just go deeper on this. When I talk to business owners specifically, I go, if you care about views, we shouldn't work together, because views don't matter in the business world. Because I can get you, for us business owners in the States, I can get you 1 million views in Thailand and the Philippines and China and in anywhere else for no money. Ain't going to do anything for your business. You're going to feel really cool. You can take a photo of it and put it on your wall. You can tell your friends about it. Ain't going to make any money. But for most, because I work with a lot of B2B business owners, right? And if they get 1,000 views and 10 of those are clients that are prospects that reach out and do a discovery call, most of them can't even take 10 clients because they can't handle 10 new onboarding clients at one time. They can barely handle 1 or 2. So all you need is the right views. You don't need 1 million views. You need the right views. So if you get 500 views and 5 of those, 1% of those are prospects that reach out to you. 5 people reach out to you to go, hey, I'd love to learn more. Hey, can you help me? That's what you need. So that's always my philosophy. Now, if you're wanting to go mass entertainment, then you do got to do crazy stuff. Then you do got to make audiences. You got to make content that's going to reach the masses or whatever audience you want. You can have a more niche audience, for example, like you mentioned prayer, right? There's a lot of like Christian channels, but they have a narrow audience. They make content for Christians. There's a lot of Jewish content. They make content for Jewish people. Like faith content does well, but it's not ever going to get billions of views unless they say something crazy that's controversial. Then that's why controversy does well on social media.
Yes.
But know the size of your audience and really understand the size of your audience is such an important thing. And at the end of the day, to again circle back to how we started this, that algorithm is just your audience. Okay. And if you just really think these are human beings watching this on the other side, just make what you would want to watch. And like I constantly go back and look at content and I go, I don't care to watch this. Why did I put this out? Well, that's why I didn't do well. I go, well, that was not a great piece of content. Yeah, that's why I got 200 views.
Wow, Jake, this has been thebomb.com, to say the least. Raw and to the point. I love it.
I appreciate it.
Yes, indeed. So again, how do entrepreneurs connect with you?
Social media, man. It's the way to do it. LinkedIn, Instagram, and Ida you'll have the link in the description and all that, where if you want to learn more and book a call with me, you can totally do that.
Absolutely. Well, I definitely appreciate you. You just don't know. You made my day. And
likewise, you're an amazing host. Really appreciate you having me on.
Thank you. Thank you. And audience, thank you as well. You also, thebomb.com. Love you. And we got to do this again, Jake.
Anytime. You let me know.
All righty. Thank you.